Happy Tuesday, family. Your girl Darlene on the Nightly Spirit.
And I'm just going to say, that's a lot of people, Attorney Griggs, that really feel like this is like, oh, I'm not into politics. They feel like they can separate themselves from the reality of what's going on right now as it relates to Project 2025. What do you say to that?
Well, I would say that policy affects people's lives whether you are participating in the process or not. And with Project 2025, it's so different and radical to what we've experienced in the past that people need to wake up and understand what's happening. So Project 2025 is called A Mandate for Leadership for Conservative Promise, and it deals with every single department under the executive branch, and it's going to radically reshape presidential powers in this country. And so when you say it doesn't affect me, well, if you are recipient of any type of housing or anything like that, Department of Housing and Urban Development is going to be gutted.
Wow.
The Department of Education is going to be gutted.
Wow.
The Department of Justice is going to be gutted. So when we're talking about issues that are happening with police accountability or racial intolerance, the Civil Rights Division will be gone. And so we need to understand that a third of the federal employees are going to be cut, and they're going to be replaced with individuals that take a loyalty test.
Woo.
And so these are things that you need to understand are in this 922-page document. And I would just encourage everyone to go to static.project25.org and just read some of this.
Yeah.
Because it's written for the next conservative president. And of course, we want people to get out and vote. We want to make sure that the right thing happens in 2024. But you need to be equipped with the right knowledge to understand what's going to happen.
That's exactly right, family. We have Attorney Gerald Griggs that is here with us tonight, and we are talking Project 2025. I want to take it back just for a second to last week, to the Supreme Court decision. Could you speak to that? Because a lot of people are saying that, okay, now not only the president is now king. It's like a monarchy. Like, what do you say to that?
Well, not quite a monarchy, but the Supreme Court took a very serious step towards giving more power to the president. And so in a 6-3 decision in Trump versus the United States, which think about that, Trump versus the United States, the Supreme Court ruled that a president does have absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for any acts done in furtherance of his official duty. So official acts. They also said that he has presumptive immunity for any acts in furtherance of the official acts. Now, they did state in the opinion that any unofficial acts do not provide for criminal immunity. So what does that mean? Well, Article 2 of the Constitution outlines the powers of the presidency, and he has about 4 main powers. And then there are enabling legislation from the Congress that gives him additional powers. So all powers granted to him by the Constitution and the Congress, he's immune. So, he's a commander in chief. So if he decided, and Justice Sotomayor said this, if he decided to order SEAL Team 6 as the commander in chief to take out his political rival because they were an enemy of the state, there's an argument that can be made, and he probably will be given immunity because he's acting within the scope of his official duties. Now, I would make the argument it's not an official duty to kill a political rival, but hey, the plain reading of the ruling potentially could legitimate that. Now, part of the decision I definitely agree with, because I do believe the president should have immunity. But my concern is the use of that immunity by somebody that is not used to operating within the bounds of the law. And so that's why it's concerning that we are moving in a direction that America's never really been in, because we've typically had presidents that understood, one, they are sworn to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States and not to break that Constitution. But when you have somebody that's not used to, norms and rules, it could be used and weaponized in a way that takes us down a path that we don't want to go.
Man, listen, tonight is a big night. I need you to call your family and your friends and tell them to tune into the Nightly Spirit, or follow at Darlene McCoy and follow me on my live. I have Attorney Griggs with us. We're breaking down Project 2025 tonight in the chat room on the Nightly Spirit.